Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock. The Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock. Need a roof? Call Parish. Of course, Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. And On Fire Athletes, platform powered by Gamecoin. Hope everybody had an awesome Saturday night. Better than the LSU basketball Tigers. I don't even know that there's much to talk about with the game because it was so bad. I mean, now you kind of start having much bigger picture questions about the program, about Matt McMahon, which is unfortunate because I really like Matt McMahon a lot, and I think he's a good coach. Good this way. But man, it's not like you got blown out by number one Auburn. Actually, it's a little perplexing because you played Bama and Auburn in your previous two games, two top five teams, and you played them tough. You just got beat by a much better team. Texas, that's not a great Texas team. And you got bludgeoned. I mean, it was a 6-point game at half. And they outscored you by 25 in the second half. You couldn't get a stop and you couldn't make a shot, and that's not a very good recipe to try to win a basketball game. I mean, LSU was 2 for 15 from three. That's 13%. They were 10 of 21. That's 47%. They out-rebounded you 35 to 23. You assisted on 5 buckets. They had 20. You turned it over 15 times. They turned it over 7. I mean, we can go on. I mean, we can go on and on and on. I mean, it's go this way. Go this way. I mean, when you lose like they did, go this way. I mean, that was Texas came in here 3-5 in the conference. You'll realize that. That's a team that came in unranked and 3-5 in the conference. It's the largest loss to an unranked opponent since. Hang on, Hunt's got it in the in his story at LouisianaSports.net. Hang on, I read it last night. 31-point home loss to an unranked opponent was its largest since December 6th, 1966, when they lost by 36 to Texas that day. Coincidentally, not ironically. Coincidence, that was Texas both time. Not irony. Anyway, so whatever sliver of hope we were holding out to that, hey, look, they had this stretch of 6 games that were winnable. Not saying they were going to win them, but were winnable. That's gone. They'll play out the string. They're going to lose a bunch more. And then you head into the offseason wondering, okay, where is this program headed? Because, I mean, you've got, like I said, you got the stretch. There's 5 more games in the stretch where you can win. But the way you finish up this schedule with five more, you're not winning any of those. Your last 5 conference games are Florida, number 5 Florida, number 8 Tennessee, at number 14 Mississippi State, at number 12 Kentucky, home against number 13 Texas A&M. Like, you're not winning any of those. So, I mean, if you look up and you win 2 conference games, I think you're going to start having real convos about Matt McMahon. And again, this is year 3 of a 7-year contract. And so then you have the question, like, do you actually have the tolerance to buy out that contract, you know? And I don't know that you do. So you are in a tough spot right now with this basketball program. Either way, if you want to be good, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Either a lot of money to go buy a really good roster or a lot of money to buy out Matt McMahon. Hey, Christian, good morning, man. Painful to watch, no doubt, dude. Kelly Gross, good morning. Bronco Nation, morning, Matt. Shocked as a Mavs fan. However, Luka deserved better than the Mavs. I'll be rooting for the Lakers because I'm a Luka fan. The NBA is interesting because it really is more of the NBA is a star-driven league, and people do support star players wherever they go. Like, I'm a LeBron fan. Oh, like all the kids with Golden State, I'm a Curry fan. Okay. I'm a Pelicans fan. I cheer for my team, regardless of who's playing for it. God's Green, good morning. Ty Brooks, good morning. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Thanks. Yeah, man. Had Drew over at had Drew at work yesterday. Some elevator rides. We'll get it. Good morning, y'all. Thomas, good morning. Thank you, man. Hope you're doing great as well. Yeah, Brad, good morning. Do you think McMahon will make it? Billy, good morning. So Matt McMahon's buyout. It's $5 million in the first year, and it'll go down by $1 million each year. So I'm getting it here. Let's see. So average of 2.5 million. I'm sorry, average of 2.9 million is what he's making. 2.6 increases each season by 100K up to 3.2. Got a 7-year deal, could get an 8th year. Oh, if he were to leave for another job, the buyout would start at 5 million and go down by $1 million each year. Now, I wonder if he got fired. That just says if he were to leave for another job. It doesn't say if he's fired without cause. Huh. Or maybe that's for someone else to buy him out of his contract. Yeah, I think that's for him. Seven-year contract. He got a 7-year contract, which never happens because he was inheriting the situation post Will Wade, where you didn't know sanctions and all that stuff. Yeah, it doesn't say here if LSU fires him. I wonder if the buyout would also be if they fired him. I don't know. But I mean, for a guy making an average of 2.9 with 4 years left, if you got to pay him the full amount, 12 million, or even if it's one per year, you pay him 4 million. Tough spot, man. Jesse Brown, good morning. Do they have the right coach? Can Wade come back? Going to hear that a lot. So I don't know. Well, a couple things. So let me answer both those. The point that I've made pretty consistent about Matt McMahon is like it's going to be very hard to fire him because you gave him a 7-year contract. And you had to, remember, like the only way you were going to get someone notable, credible to take that job was if you gave him that type of guarantee, right? So they paid him nearly an average of 2.9 over 7 years. And there was the option with certain sanctions that they could have added, that they added an 8th year to his contract. Like, it's just what they had to do to get a coach like that. And I like Matt McMahon. I think he's a good basketball coach. But clearly in the deepest conference ever, they do not stack up in any way. And I mean, they can't shoot. They're going to do much. Eli, it's concerning the Saints don't have a coaching staff, especially since the Senior Bowl ended yesterday. How can Mickey know what to look for if he doesn't have a scheme in place? Well, that's not exactly I'm not worried about that because you have scouts and you have personnel people that are just getting an evaluation on the player. And it's not about scheme per se. I'm not worried about that. Like, you're looking at players to evaluate how someone, like, do you want someone that can, do you need an interior lineman? How do you grade them? What measurables are you looking for? Things like that. You go through the intangibles, you have the conversation. So I'm not worried so much about that. You had your scouts there and were present there, and that's what you needed. Hey, Brett, good morning. I feel bad for CMM, Coach Matt McMahon. It seems like this is going to be more of a rebuild than he's capable of. How much longer realistically he can hang around? I'll continue, though, to say, man, like, it's just very clear. Well, let's be fair and say, acknowledge that Tyrell Ward quit the team and Jalen Reed got hurt. Okay. If you had those two guys, you're better. I mean, Jalen Reed might have been your best player on the team this year. So that hurts. Okay. So just in fairness. Now, how many wins does that equate to? I don't know that their record's much different than it is. I just don't know that there is a financial appetite in this town to commit much more than they have. So I think I told y'all, my understanding is that LSU spent north of $2 million on this basketball roster and NIL. But some of the whispers I've heard is like Auburn, Kentucky, Alabama, Arkansas. I mean, they're all spending the 8 to 10 million range. They can't even close. But you look at what how Texas just beat you, or programs like Missouri right now, Missouri's doing well. Vanderbilt beat you and got a couple of nice wins. Like, it's fair to look at those and go, why aren't you at least that good? Go this way. Go this way. Hey, John, good morning. Trey Johnson for Texas can turn into a Chris Jackson in a minute. Tiger basketball regroup needs some shooters. They definitely need shooters, man. They need a lot, but they definitely need shooters. Hey, Rex, how come the Saints are meeting with Moore again? Are they really undecided? I mean, that's my thing. It's like you sat down with him for 9 hours. If he's your guy, he's your guy. You can know that's your guy and it can leak. Go this way. What, baby? Go this way. Go this way. Or the Saints undecided. Yeah, I mean, they did it last year with Clint Kubiak. I mean, Kubiak was coaching the Super Bowl, and they hired him the Friday of the Senior Bowl, and it leaked, and Schefter leaked it. I mean, you can't formally announce it, but the deal can be done. I mean, the Saints went to Philadelphia last week, met with him for 9 hours. Like, they could have offered him the job, and he could have accepted it. But when you come home, and then it's, we're going to go meet with him again after the Super Bowl, and they haven't told any candidates that they're eliminated, well, I mean, that's typically how those things leak, is they tell candidates, hey, you're not going to get the job. So people withdraw. So it leaves the obvious choice because you have a deal done. Carly Cat. LSU got mollywopped yesterday. Looks like they rolled over. McMahon can't be happy with that. It was embarrassing to do. Yep. Hey, Philip, good morning. Watched a Locked On episode last night for LSU fan born in 1996. Started watching LSU in 02. Will be a comparison for us. I was personally thinking 2016 team. Go this way. Go this way. So somebody asked me, and thanks for the question, Philip. So somebody asked me to do a Locked On episode on the doomsday scenario for LSU football. And so I was like, okay. And I compared it to 1998. 98 was their preseason number 7 in the country. Veteran team, all of DiNardo's first guys, Herb Tyler, Kevin Falk, Todd McClure, Booger McFarland, all seniors on that, seniors everywhere on that team. And they went 4-7. And everyone blames Lou Tepper, and the defense was not good. But they were also, I went and looked at, they finished 56th in the country out of 112. So they weren't the worst. But they lost so many close games that year, and it just snowballed. What would be a comp? Probably the way 2015 ended, not so much 2016. I think probably the way 2015 ended, where, you're pink. Nope, I'm not done. You're just pink. Probably because you
No,
it's not done yet.
McNeese.
You still got a little ways to go there, friend. Sorry to tell you. When it beeps again, come tell Daddy and we'll take it off. Okay. 15 was the team that was, number one of those first college football playoff rankings. And then, of course, they lost to Bama and then laid down against Arkansas and was embarrassing loss on the road against Ole Miss. And then they beat A&M. But boy, that 3-game losing streak. They beat A&M and then beat Texas Tech in the Texas Bowl. But that's probably the one. But nothing really that was just a disappointing stretch in November. Nothing kind of like what happened where you were preseason top 10, you finished with a sub 500 record. Like that's, I mean, maybe the comp like that would be the 2020 team. Yay! You win the national championship, your preseason top 10 the next year. I mean, 2008 was another one, where you were a top 10 team coming off the national championship, and your defense was atrocious, and you wound up going 7-5, maybe 08. If you remember that season, that might be the better one. But I think those expectations, I think in turn, Phil, we weren't right to have those expectations about the 2008 team. Like we should have been more like losing everything they did. Like I think, um, 2008 and then 2020, we probably should have known those teams were going to take that significant a step back. Robert, how about the Jack Besh story? Yeah, man. Y'all missed it. Jack Besh was the MVP of the Senior Bowl and scored the game-winning touchdown as time expired. Really, really cool thing to see, man. Suggs, what's going on? Saints LSU fans in Scotland. Okay, man. Thank you so much. That'd be a little afternoon over there, huh? Let's see. What are y'all talking about there, man? Probably maybe like five in the afternoon or so. Anyway, thanks for watching, man. That's awesome. Club, what's good, man? Hey, Dad, good morning. Jason H, good morning. Doomsday, good stuff. Hey, man, I know most people want the affirmation, right? The positive stuff, but somebody, a listener asked me, he's like, would you do a show on the Doomsday where everybody's saying all the positive stuff about football? What if it went wrong? What would that look like? So that was today's episode of Locked On, if you're interested. Billy, they won't spend money for basketball, NIL. Why would they pay McMahon's buyout? Like, that's the question, right? Like, either way, you'd have to, if you want to be better, you've got to invest. You're either going to commit to McMahon and spend more money in NIL, or you're going to buy out McMahon and go hire a new coach. But either way, it's going to cost you a lot if you want to be good. Craig, McMove on. This is the least I've been interested in LSU in a long time. And meanwhile, old General Wade just keeps trucking along at McNeese. Callie, what's going on? He was put in a bad situation. There's no doubt. But it's year 3, and you largely escaped the brunt of it, right? Scholarship restrictions. There was no and that's over now. And there was no postseason ban. Like he came into a bad situation, a terrible situation. Where 2 weeks after he was hired, he had no scholarship players. Like that first year was a total punt. Yay. And last year they took a step, and this year they should have taken another step. And instead they have dramatically missed the mark. Glenn, good morning. Stuart, good morning. I mean, I'm with you on patience, man. And I understood that in year 1. And last year, basically like last year was year 1. And they went to the NIT. And although this team would have a shot, would be a bubble team and have a chance to get in the tournament. I figured they'd finish somewhere around 500 in conference play and be a bubble team and get in. They are not that at all. Hey, Wendell, good morning. Patrick, worst home loss and unranked opponents in 66. Fire Matt McMahon, bring back Will Wade now. Yeah, I don't know that Scott Woodward is going to go that route. And here's the other part. Will Wade is going to have lots of options after this year, because in an NIL portal world, rev share, the reason for which he got fired at LSU is no longer relevant. He's just been doing what everybody else is doing, what everybody else was already doing. He just got caught on the wiretap. But why? My question is, why would Will Wade want to come back here? He's going to have options. Like Will Wade, somebody's going to go hire Will Wade. Like a Power 5 is going to go hire Will Wade. I mean, some major program is going to pay him a lot of money and hire him next year. Why would he want to come here and take over this? That's if you fired McMahon. Can we trade McMahon to the rebuilt McNeese and take that young whippersnapper coach at McNeese? Hey, Devin, good morning. I got to meet Luka when my sister-in-law was the Mavs graphic designer. That dude's amazing. Upstanding person you'll ever meet. That's cool. That's a cool job, too. Graphic designer for the Mavs. Great day for Jack Besh. For us to play as badly as we did the night we honored the 2000 team is an insult. If man can't recover, fans will stop going to the games. Are fans still going to the games? Trivia, what's going on? Love LSU basketball. I'm apathetic to this year's team. I mean, doesn't sound like you're apathetic, Patrick. I mean, sounds like you're emotional, which is actually good to see because, I mean, up until this point, with every game LSU lost, there wasn't any reaction. It's only after they lose by 30 yesterday to an unranked team that I'm seeing some life out of all of you for this basketball program, which hasn't been there. Brett, thought I saw yesterday total buyout after the season was $10 million. Whew. That probably makes sense, Brett. I'll see if I can find the contract and get it. But again, the thing I just saw that I just read, I think that was if he leaves, what he would owe. Not what LSU would owe him if they fired him. Good this way.
What is woo?
Okay. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Little patience in the NIL era. We have a team that cannot shoot the ball recruited by the staff. It's true. I mean, they are pretty awful. I'm looking for the updated updated numbers after yesterday. Go this way.
Yay!
Yay, LSU. Is oh boy. Is what? LSU's 103rd in the country in shooting percentage. And on 3-point percentage.
Well said.
Well said.
Well said.
I'm trying to find LSU's where they rank in 3-point percentage nationally. It is not good. Then again, there's Alabama at 201. Tennessee 228. Georgia 278. A&M 305. There, 328. LSU's 328. Go this way. LSU's 328th in 3-point percentage. Go this way. Go this way. Out of 364 teams. Hey, Quentin, good morning. Yeah, like, you keep talking about Will Wade coming back. He's not coming back. Like, number one, that would be devastating and probably career suicide for Scott Woodward after you fired Will Wade to then pay Matt McMahon, give him a 7-year contract, fire him after 3 years, and bring back the coach you fired. So that's number one. Number two, again, why would Will, I'm telling you, I had this conversation last year, and not about Wade coming back, just with folks at McNeese about Will Wade. And he obviously had a great year one. And I got to see Will when we went to do the show in Lake Charles when when Mockler opened the new Lake Charles, Will came over there, AD came over, got to chat with those guys. Their feeling was like they were hoping they could get Will for 2 years. They were hoping he'd stay for 2 years. And they got him. They got him to stay for the second year. But he continues escalating, and he's going to go get hired. Like, he's proven he can coach, proven he can win, proven he can recruit. And actually, in this era, he's amazing at it. So, like, he's going to have options. Like, Will Wade is going to have better options than LSU. Like, why would you want to come? Like, VCU to LSU is a big step up. It was a nice job for him. Go this way. Good this way. But now, like, he's going to have options. So even if you are go this way. I don't know why he'd want to come back here. He's not from here. His family's in Tennessee still. I mean, he's all right. Ben, who do you think is going to be the next coach of the Saints? Missed shows the last couple of days. Yeah, man, I've been discussing it a ton. I mean, I do think it's going to be Kellen Moore. I mean, all signs are pointing in that direction. What are you doing? You want to say hi to Dad's show? Nope, you go. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it's going to be Kellen Moore. They've clearly zeroed in on him, but I think him maybe having some reservations is the other side of that, which is why they haven't told other candidates you're out, because I'd have somebody take that job. Hopefully the 8-4 season lit a fire in Brian Kelly and company, and they can get it done coming season. I believe it's going to be special. I think so too. I mean, I think LSU this year is either Ohio State or Ole Miss. Like, LSU did this year what Ohio State and Ole Miss did. They went and bought the best roster. Go this way. Go this way. They went and bought the best roster. You've got a fifth-year senior quarterback leading returning passer in the country. Go this way. Harold Perkins is back. You're getting Jacoby and Guillory back off of injury. I mean, everything is there. I mean, you will have probably the best roster in the country. So, but Ole Miss was right in that conversation last year. They went 9-3. So Ohio State went 10-2. Remember, like, Ohio State lost 2 games. People forget. Like, they weren't a juggernaut that ripped through the whole country. Like, they lost 2 games. They lost at Oregon. They lost at home to a 500 Michigan team. So going undefeated, like, those days, I mean, 12-game regular season, conference championship, and then potentially 4 playoff games, you know. I mean, potentially 17 games. That's really hard to go undefeated, man. What? Go this way. No. Go this way. But yeah, I mean,
That's a blower.
That is a blower.
Whoa.
Let Drew stay on the show. I wish he would, man. He just keeps running in and out. All right, Thomas, let me knock this out for you. Get ready, Dale. This is for you. Hope you're here, Dale.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
All right. Tide, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. All of our sponsors there. Everything's scrolling here on the bottom, too. So if you ever need the info, the website, anything, they're always scrolling here on the bottom. Bloop, 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 bloop. So appreciate it. Of course, Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Semaglutide, tirzepatide. You want to learn more about peptides and the amazing things they do, you do your research, or you can give them a call and they'll be happy to talk to you about it. So it's the injections that help with weight loss. So if you're interested, you can learn more. Uniquephysique.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. They just instituted 3-month pricing. So if you buy 3 months at a time, you save $100, and they'll ship anywhere in the country and do the whole thing over telemed. Uniquephysique.com. Are you back again?
Whoa.
Oh, it's a blower. Bob Pettit and the 2000 team deserve better.
That'll say it.
Go this way. I know Scott Woodward would never rehire Wade. If he did, would he even take the job? David, good morning. Oof, not good, man. Kyle, God bless. Lance, good morning. In today's age of college basketball, Portland NIL, there's no reason to be this bad in year 4. It's year 3, not year 4. But yes, I agree. They had a face plant year 1. Last year they went to the NIT. This is year 3. Let's see. Craig, honestly, though, fire McMahon and get a good coach A, B, or C. It won't matter. Seems as though men's basketball is the redheaded stepchild of LSU athletics until big money buys into the program and the athletic department actually cares. I tend to agree with that, Craig. I mean, there's the way that I've said it is go this way. The way I've said it is like with LSU basketball, there's either elation or there's apathy. There's nothing in between. You don't have this sliding scale of emotion where go this way, where like if they lose a game, people are either upset or tell them to have patience. There's not this sliding scale of apathy or like of indignance. It's either people are elated when they're good or they just don't care when they're bad. Like, I mean, imagine what the conversation would be like right now if LSU football was playing like this. I mean, same with LSU baseball. I mean, people desperately want the LSU baseball program to be good. It's just not like that with basketball. Abner, good morning. Cortland, other side's true, hard to retain, develop, and other programs invest money you won't come close to. Blair Goat, hard to justify moving on from a coach when he's spending a third of what other teams are. Not all. But see, here's the thing, though. Not all teams. I'm just talking about the high end, right? Like Auburn, Bama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, like the top of the league are spending that 8 to 10. Like, I don't know what Missouri's spending, but it ain't that. Vanderbilt's better than you are. I mean, Mississippi State's not spending that. They're ranked. You know what I mean? Like, there's evidence to say, like, you can be competitive. It's like the SEC is just an awesome league this year. It's the best. It's the deepest league ever. Go this way.
Go this way.
You want to come say hi to Dad's show?
Go this way.
You want to come say hi?
Go this way.
Come see. Come say hi.
Go this way.
Go this way. Let's say hi. What are you going to say to everybody?
Hi, Doctor.
Okay. What day is today?
Sunday.
Yeah. And what are we going to do on Sunday?
I go to mall.
Yep. What are we going to do? Dad, we do Dad's show, and then what? Where's Daddy going first?
Church.
To the church, and then
Mall.
Then to the mall. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Go this way.
Okay. Go this way. All right. Super Dave, greetings from Lafayette. All right, Super Dave. Hey, Kyle, you still believing if LSU doesn't make the playoffs in 25, it'll be a catastrophic failure? Absolutely. I mean, yeah. I like a 4-team playoff. I think there's it's still so difficult because, I mean, like we saw, I mean, you had an undefeated Florida State get left out. You had Georgia, 2-time defending national champ, that was undefeated, loses the SEC championship game, they're out of a 4. Like, it just like there was no there's so much out of your control. In a 12-team playoff where you have leeway, I mean, with this team, like, unless if you have like an injury to Nuss, yeah, man, like there's no reason why this team should not be in a 12-team playoff. Now, if you're in the 12-team playoff, what does your draw look like? I mean, look at Oregon. Oregon had the best season. They got the worst draw. Go this way. So,
Go this way.
go this way. So, you know, anyway, lost my train of thought. Sorry. Hey, Jeff, what's up? John, NIL era would be like coaching an all-star team. Developing might take place in another program because transfer program. Ben, Nichols beat McNeese last night. Go Knicks. Go Nichols. Knicks. I just called him Knicks. I don't know why I called him Knicks. Go Knicks. Go Colonels. Good. Anyway, whatever. Kenneth Mitchell, good morning. Cortland, basketball might be the worst sport on campus. Gunner, horrible loss to an average team. Ready for baseball. I don't have to think about this team. Support most people are. Cardell Bow, good morning. Shalom. Did you already give your thoughts on the Luka trade? Just very briefly at the start. The thing, look, I don't know a lot about the Mavs, but apparently, and I heard an interview with Shams Sharani this morning, where he said part of the feeling in Dallas was they were having trouble getting Luka motivated with his conditioning. And that was the thing. That was why they were willing to move on from him. I mean, I'm a little surprised because, I mean, Luka is a generational player who could have spent his entire career in Dallas, and it felt like they were headed that way, like with Dirk. I understand it from the Lakers' standpoint because if you add Luka, you feel like even while you get rid of street clothes, you don't have you need a big if you're the Lakers. But I guess what I don't like, the perspective that I don't get is, so the Lakers adding Luka, trying to win now with LeBron. If they think Luka today gives them a better shot than AD, okay. I mean, you were in the finals last year, right? But what I don't get is from the Mavs side, taking street clothes and pairing him with Kyrie. They feel like Kyrie's playing at a level where they could still win. I mean, but I guess they've seen it maybe with Luka and Kyrie and feel like that's not going to get it done. So you change it up. I feel like short-term winner Lakers, long-term winner Lakers. If adding Anthony Davis but trading Luka gave the Mavs a better shot of winning now, I would get it. I don't think that's the case. A little surprised by it, honestly. John, let's see. Kim Mulkey came into a bad situation also. What a coach who understands talent is just a sports coach. Yeah, John. Also, she dramatically improved the talent right away. That's number one. Number two, let's not get it twisted, man. The depth in women's basketball is nowhere close to men's basketball. Not just in the SEC, but the sport as a whole. You have a consolidation of power at the top of women's basketball where there's a handful of teams that control the whole thing every year. It's just not like it is in men's. So I have a tough time with that comp. But you're right about talent. And Kim went and got it, man. Kim's the one that went and pounded the pavement and raised the funds and did what she had to do for NIL. Look, I know, man. Look, you go to Parrish on our website. You know who's on the front page of our website doing a testimonial video? Kim Mulkey. Why do you think that is? Only thing Kim cares is take care of my players. Need something, take care of the players. Okay. Go this way. Did Arkansas beat Kentucky yesterday? I didn't check the scores, man. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Like I was watching the Lakers Knicks last night and I didn't see the scores. There's no way did that actually happen last night. Did Calipari by 10? No way. Dude, I did not see the scores last night. Oh, man. Shame on me for not knowing that. I just didn't check the scores. Oh, man. How about Missouri? I mean, look at Missouri blowing out Mississippi State on the road. Go this way. Oh, my. That is high comedy, dude. I mean, it's like if you have a breakup, like you can't show up at the bar or at the party with a downgrade. It's kind of like what Cal was doing. Like he left, shows back up at the party, and his team ain't doing so hot, and then they whip you by 10. That's so good. I mean, I don't care about either of those programs. I mean, but that is hilarious, man. In Rupp. Oh man. Wow. Garrett, see the former UNC baseball player regaining eligibility transferring Tennessee Friday. I did not see that story. Who is that? Carl, hate to keep asking about Dan Bornay. So that I did ask my dad, and so my dad said he's making progress, but please keep praying for him. He's much better, but not fully back to being Dan, as I was saying. So, so making progress, which is getting better, but not fully back. So keep praying. That was from Go This Way. And it was also notes like very, very nice of you all to ask. Go This Way. I think John Brady still got a few years coaching in him. For $2.9 million, I think John might be coaxed back into it. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Hey, Trey, good morning. What happened with the silent commits? Yeah, so we talked about that. One of them was a safety from Penn State who decided to stay at Penn State. And the offensive lineman never went in the portal either. So it's why we talked about it, man. Like the offensive lineman, they kind of knew that started to get into a bidding war and that wasn't going to happen. But but the safety, it's why they kept going after players, man. It's why, because until it's done, it's not done. And ultimately, they landed Tamarcus Cooley. So from NC State. Okay, John, you're talking to Cortland. Christian, tough watching the LSU at the PMAC. Not sure what's worse, losing money, gambling, or going to the game. At least you get have fun watching a game gambling. Hey, Rick, good morning. Will Wade was able to drive the price up. He's going to be coaching at a big school. He was thrown out with the trash here. No chance he wants to come back. Ready for some baseball. If Mickey Mouse allows more to cut car, he'll definitely come. By the way, I'll share this here in the this just went up. So Ross Jackson has a piece up, and it's I need to change that title. Okay. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Let's see, 10:30. I'm good on time. I'm good at mass at 11:30. Okay. All for giving McMahon another year. I don't want this turning Nicky Fargas scenario where a coach is stealing for 10 years. It's a good point. And that was something where there was just look. So Joe Oliva hired Nicky Fargas. And it's very hard for an AD that hired a coach to fire that coach because it's an admission of failure, effectively. And so Joe Oliva was giving Nicky Fargas as much rope as she needed, and she drove that program right into the ground because she didn't recruit. She just didn't recruit. She was a lazy, she was a good basketball coach. She was a lazy recruiter. And Joe Oliva gave her rope, and as soon as Joe Oliva was gone, it wasn't long before Nicky was gone too. So, and Scott Woodward cleaned that up. So it's LSU basketball just has these ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys. There's just not a lot of consistency in the program. They're aside from making the tournament 13 consecutive years under Dale Brown, there's just never been consistency in the program in its entire history. Hey, Danny, let's see. If it's about money, I'm okay putting it into football and baseball, letting basketball suffer. It'd be nice to be good at all, but if one has to suffer, I'm okay. That's where most people fall, Danny. Ohio State got hot when it counted, kind of like baseball now. Unlike other sports, two great players carry a team. In basketball, got to spend NIL money right. All pro players make great money, and there are lots of bad teams. I mean, John, I hear you. I'm the first comp that comes to my mind though is the Ben Simmons team, right? I mean, you had the number one pick in the draft and you missed the tournament. Now a lot of it's on Johnny, how they used him is a bit like, Jay Johnson, the boys are on the way to save the day. Hey, Brennan Huff, good morning. Tim Fontenot, mediocrity is the new call word for LSU men's basketball. Standard is bottom feeder. Patrick would be proud. Patrick would be proud. MVP Drew. Go Tigers. I could find 5 better basketball players at the YMCA and UREC. And let's not be crazy here. Milton, good morning, Matt. Pels have to make a few. What? A blower? Pels have to make a move before the deadline since they never pay the luxury tax. Your best guess who they move? Ingram. God, I hope it's Ingram. I mean, if you're deciding which star player to keep, I still think you're going to keep Z. You can move Ingram. It's potentially CJ. But yeah, I mean, they should have traded BI before the season. Like they should have traded BI and gotten a big. We all talked about that before the season. I mean, that was such an obvious thing. And they didn't do it. And now, I mean, look, that's not to say, I mean, look, everybody's been hurt all year, but yeah. Your BI doesn't fit with the way you want to play.
What?
It's perplexing. Like, I mean, I understand that he was part of the AD trade, and maybe you feel like you got to get more, but you got to get something. I mean, even if it's pennies on the dollar, you got to get something, so it's not a total loss. Telly Rock, we need to go this way shirts. So I've told you before, there was a listener, a Morning Scone viewer, who made go this way shirts. Matter of fact, Cliff, shout out Chuck. I don't know if he's watching, but got one and came to came to Don Juan with one. Here they are. I'll post it. There's like several different designs. Anyway, check it out. They exist at 929 Misfits, where you can also find your Nuts Bus shirts, your 40 to 35 shirts. Probably need to take the Merry Christmas shirts down. Let the band play Neck, Omar the Tiger. God. All right. Go this way on the back. Good for you not getting sore when your son comes by. What do you mean, Bill? Not getting sore when your son comes by? Like not getting mad at him? Bro. I'm thrilled when he comes by. Are you kidding me? It's my child. Bubba, good morning. Ray, good morning. Yeah, Mark. I mean, those are the two names, Mark. I mean, got to be BI. Eager beats pretty every time. Hunt, McMahon's a good guy. It's time to go. I'd rather not pump money into basketball right now unless we have so much laying around. LSU still needs to cut spending to free up money for rev share. Remember, though, it's a difference between rev share and NIL. So if you're talking about money laying around, there's no money laying around with rev share. You do have money in the coffers for NIL. The question is, do you want to direct that money, that NIL money, for basketball? You know, Franco Nation, God bless you, Matt. Praise our Lord. Be safe. I wish I could go to church. However, I have to work almost every day until I can get on at the steel mill, waiting for the phone call. Gotcha, man. Hey, Barry, good morning. Murray, done till mid of next year. Hate it. Pell's got to blow it up. Bye-bye to BI, CJ, and Zion. I don't think all three. I think you're going to keep Zion. I think you need to trade one of CJ or BI. I think it's going to be BI, who you should have traded before the season. And yes, DeJounte Murray's injury is just awful. Zandel, morning, Matt. Congrats to Laker fans. You get Luka, but as a basketball fan, I don't like this trade for the league and for the Mavs, and Lakers not getting either party. That's not cool. Not telling either party. That's not cool. Alberto Sooner from UNC ran out of D1 eligibility, transferred to D2 Tampa in the fall. Friday transferred to Tennessee. So did he go this way? So did he have eligibility? So did he start at JUCO? Like, how does he have the extra year? This is 44 minutes ago. Why would his Division I eligibility have expired? As soon as transferred to Tampa, with his Division I eligibility having expired, but expected to have eligibility at UT due to playing QC junior college. Okay, that's why. Okay, so he was a JUCO guy before he went to UNC. Go this way. That's interesting. LSU women plot through the rest of the schedule again like 2 years ago. They still only get a 3 seed. I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend to know what a committee is going to do. Michael, morning, Matt. That was my first time laying eyes on this year's LSU basketball team. Who rough first game to watch. Can't dribble, can't pass, turnover machine in the second half. Where's the development? I mean, in fairness, that was a pretty horrendous outing. That was probably that was their worst outing of the season. They can't shoot. I mean, they're one of the worst shooting teams in the country. But that even was an outlier for everything. Go this way. It was so dumb. You're just in the finals, whatever. Not my team. Are you talking about the Lakers? Yeah, you were in the finals. And it didn't go great for you. I mean, you know, like, do you think? Yeah, I just went. So Boston beat Dallas 4-1 in the finals last year. I knew it was. I couldn't remember if they swept or not. But so you send Luka to LA for AD. Like, does AD make you better immediately? I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about Dallas's team. What they have around. I'd rather read a book than watch the NBA. I hate reading. Man, I tell people this all the time. Go this way. If you like, there's a go Tigers. I'm curious how old you are. I'm gonna guess you're over 45. You don't have to tell me, but I'm gonna guess. I'm curious because I think what has happened. You had a 46. Okay, so you probably loved the Jordan era NBA, like I did. The Jordan era NBA was awesome. Stars galore. Just look at all the guys on the Dream Team, right? I mean, it was awesome. And see, I know, I don't know you, but I know your profile. I mean, I nailed that without you even telling me your age. And when Jordan retired, the NBA went through an evolutionary shift. Go this way. And go this way. And it generally lacked a transcendent star. And you had what a lot of people would call like the hip hop culture era of the NBA. And that turned off, I'll say it flatly, a lot of middle-aged white people. What has happened since is the NBA is awesome. Like, the NBA now is as good as it was. Look, Piers, you can laugh, bro, but it's true. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, it's true. Iverson, Marbury, like, it turned off a lot of middle-aged white people. It did. But the NBA now is awesome. It is infinity times better than college basketball. The college basketball product is garbage. Like, college basketball is a bad product because the best players don't stay. You might have them for 1 year, they're gone. There's no continuity, and they're not in the league. So, generally speaking, college basketball is a bad game. It is a bad product. Like, for me, college basketball is unwatchable. Last night, I watched the Lakers and the Knicks on NBC. I know, Pierce, I know what you were laughing at, but it's true, man. Look, I'm gonna say what it is. Like, and it's not like my theory. This has been documented. Like, it's like there's all these leagues have data on their leagues, but what's happened with the NBA is the quality of play, the star power in the NBA it's probably never been better. And what's happened subsequent is as more young people stop playing football, they're drawn to basketball. So, like, if you look at the average age demographic by sport, the NFL keeps getting older. The NBA keeps getting younger. So the NBA in 20 years, man, John said turn me off also. John, again, I don't want to miss the point. But the point is the NBA had an era. Go this way. Had a post-Jordan era that lost a lot of their core audience, but they have gotten it back. And listen, don't y'all are missing the point. No, I'm an old white guy. That era didn't turn me off. This one does. So many bad teams. Don't miss the point. And there's outliers. There's always exceptions, but like this is also inarguable. Like the NBA went through a lull, about a decade dip where it wasn't good. And every era has had bad teams. But the star power and the quality of play is at a point where it's probably never been higher, and it's appealing to younger people. So what you're seeing is the average age of NBA fans getting younger, and MLB, golf, and football keeps getting older. So like younger people are not playing football; they're playing and watching basketball. Like, and it really, really started to like the anchor started with Curry, with Steph. All these dudes, like Steph is incredible to watch. And so for a decade, you have all these young kids wearing their Curry jerseys, and it brought them into the NBA. And it's just taken root. When an out of shape white guy, Luka's your star. Did you watch Luka? Like, Luka's incredible. He's not an out of shape white guy. He's a 7-foot guy that is nimble, that is an assassin from anywhere on the floor and can get his shot at 7 foot, which is insane. Like, it's insane to watch a 7-footer go get his shot anywhere. Like, when you and I watched, the 7-footers you saw were Olajuwon, and go this way. It was Olajuwon, and it was Ewing, and you had all these bigs that like they were back to the basket dudes. That's all they did. It's amazing when you have a guy that can do that, can also step back and shoot a 3 right in your face. Anyway, like, it's so funny here. Like, listen, Bronco Nation said, I'm 30 and was mostly watching basketball in my early 20s, more into football, fell in love with LSU back when Les Miles were going to BK. Listen, or Orgeron to BK. Of course, there's exceptions to everybody. I'm talking about data analytics of an entire marketplace, not like everyone's individual point, but like go look up average fan age by sport. So the average age, here it is. This was from Sports Business Journal. This was in March. So this was just this past March. Average age of MLB fan, 57. Average age of NFL fan, 50. NHL, 49. NBA, 42. Like that league keeps skewing younger. And as a result, like you're going to see a reality. It's hard to believe, but like you could see a reality in 20 years where the NBA is the number one sport in this country, not the NFL. And that sounds ridiculous. I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you go back 50 years and try to tell someone in the United States that the NFL is going to overtake Major League Baseball, America's pastime, people would have laughed at you then. It was crazy, man. So I'm looking at this graph. So age 18 to 29, 29% of NBA fans are age 18 to 29, 33% are age 30 to 44. Like it just blows everything else out of the water. Well, soccer's the other one, Cortland. Soccer's the other one that's growing in this country as well. Jedi Connor, how you doing, Matt? Do you think Kellen Moore will be good for the Saints or no? I think he could be. What is this? Must 1% 44 to 60? What does that mean? Must 1% 44 to 60? What does that mean? Anyway, so about Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore could be fine, man. I think I'm back. How to get a Whataburger. you mean the 40? Yeah, but that's just an average. It's the average age. Anyway, I think Kellen Moore can be fine. I think whoever takes the Saints job has just an awful situation on their hands because you're not settled at quarterback. You probably, the easiest way to get your cap in order this year is going to be to cut Derek Carr with a post-June 1 designation, which means you go into next year with no quarterback and you don't have a draft pick to take a quarterback and your roster's old. And so whoever takes the job, like you're not going to be good next year. You have no chance of being good. So it's unenviable, man. Like whoever takes this job, they have to come to New Orleans with the understanding that there's going to be patience because they're not going to be good next year. One gripe with current basketball landscape, I staunchly believe Curry doesn't get enough blame for killing grassroots basketball. Props to him for being a revolutionary talent. He's single-handedly the cause of positionless basketball. Man, I don't know that I agree with that. Go this way. First, yeah, I mean, he's the greatest shooter in the history of the game, number one. And so, yes, they built a dynasty around his ability to pull up from anywhere. But you could say the same about LeBron. The fact that LeBron can play any of the 5 positions on the floor and does. But that just makes him really hard to defend because you can create a mismatch anywhere on the floor you want if you're using them correctly. And they have for a long time, obviously. Anyway. All right. We're done. Y'all have an awesome day. Shout out to all of our sponsors, Brock, Parrish. You need orthopedics, go to Brock. You need roof, go shout out Parrish. Unique Physique, Restored Motions, uniquephysique.com, restoredmotions.com. All of our sponsors scrolling on the bottom. They're linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Gulf South with the dismount. If the next coach is not coaching in the Super Bowl, proves Loomis is the problem. No one wants to coach under him. I'm actually hoping it's not. Like, I want them to retain Rizzy for 1 year, completely bottom out, and get rid of Carr, have a top 5 pick, hire your real coach next year, and draft your franchise quarterback. That's what I would like to see happen. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would like to see that. Music. Okay, y'all. Let's get out of here. Y'all have an awesome, awesome Sunday.